You guys told us that we have terrible ball knowledge.
Whatever.
Prime Pogba was better than prime Tony Cruz.
No.
100%. He's more. So let's put that theory up to the test. Me, Pala, and Ferms have all been arrested with suspicion of crimes against football. Now it is our job to convince these 4 jurors that we are not guilty of these slanderous accusations. Will me, Ferms, and Pala beat the case? Let's see. I'm the first one up.
Our suspect number 1 is Varvar. He will be facing 25 years to life for his wild ball knowledge take. Varvar, what is the opinion that got you here?
Millie, Your Honor, even though I think this is so unfair that I'm looking at 25 to life for this, I'm here because I think Jose Mourinho is the most overrated manager of all time. Now, I know the members of the jury, they look like they don't understand, but there's many, many, many reasons why, and I'm here today to defend myself.
Varvar, you now have the floor. You can present your opening statement to defend your life.
We're going to go club by club and tell me if this is a manager that deserves to be second of his generation behind Pep Guardiola, admittedly. Now, at Porto, everyone says, what a great manager. He won the Champions League at Porto. Was he that great though? Because in the Champions League semifinals that year, can anyone in this room name me another team that he played? The semifinal teams here I have here are Deportivo La Coruña.
Respect them.
Does anyone know where Deportivo La Coruña is?
I think they won the Europa League a year after.
The Europa League. Thank you for answering my question. Monaco. I mean, it's Monaco. I mean, there ain't much pull in Monaco. And Chelsea. Now, this was Chelsea before they had a Champions League, so they were not a serious organization. And then in the 2007-2008 season, Mourinho was sacked by Chelsea after 6 Premier League games. 6. He only made it to 6 games. Name me another manager that got sacked in 6 games. Not very likely. He was replaced by Avram Grant. Now, jury, does anyone know what Avram Grant accomplished that season? He took a squad that Mourinho was sacked in 6 games with to a Champions League semi-final. And second in the Premier League, as well as a FA Cup final. Now tell me that Avram Grant, some mediocre manager, is able to do that with the same squad Mourinho was sacked with.
Well, this brother came in with some fire today. I don't know if my case is strong enough.
So when he was in Serie A, Millie, you can defend the statement that Juve weren't good. Milan were still feeling the effects of Calciopoli getting kicked out of Champions League the year before.
Objection, relevance?
Relevance? I mean, Serie A, when he won it, it wasn't that big of an accomplishment. I mean, all the other teams that were supposed to be good were not good because of Calciopoli.
Varvar, discrediting my team Scudetti won't get you any brownie points. However, you may continue.
He then went to Real Madrid and spent large amounts of money on Di Maria, on Ozil. Who else do I got here? Modric. And what did that get him? 1 La Liga trophy. 1 La Liga trophy in 3 years. And Ancelotti, after he replaced Mourinho, what did he do? He won La Decima with the exact same squad that Mourinho got sacked with. So you tell me here who an overrated manager is.
Won a Copa del Rey.
Now, jury number 1. What nationality are you?
I am Spanish.
What a surprise.
Again,
Now-
relevance? What does the relevance of the jury member have to do with this case?
Jury number 1. Does anyone that's not Spanish care about the Copa del Rey?
No.
Exactly. That proves my exact point. What's the Copa del Rey? That's like winning a League Cup. It's nothing of relevance. So after Real Madrid, he went back to Chelsea. And then Chelsea at that time, yeah, they were good, but who else was there in the Premier League? I mean, Liverpool just lost Suarez. Pep wasn't at Man City yet. United were post-Ferguson United. I mean, not much to say there. And Arsenal had Arsene Wenger there, still not much of a threat. And he still got sacked. So you tell me who did a good job there. And then he goes to United. What did he achieve at United? I'm a United fan. I can tell you, he achieved nothing. I mean, a lot of people like to say he was our most successful manager, but 6th, 2nd, and then at the time of sacking was 10th. And then who took over? Ole. Ole finished in Champions League. That's my manager right there. At Spurs, I mean, do we even need to mention Spurs? They're so irrelevant. He kept them irrelevant, but Conte took over after, made the Champions League with them. And then at Roma, I mean, all my Serie A fans here can tell you, he spent the most money in the league, possibly. The entire league. And
Objection, cap.
It's not cap.
Cap.
You may go look.
Free signings.
Romelu Lukaku on almost 300K a week.
Dybala on a free. Wijnaldum on a free.
But then you're not looking at players like... Who did he buy?
Yeah, who did he buy? You're the professional here.
I'm telling... Tammy Abraham. Thank you, juror number 3. What club do you support?
Chelsea.
Oh, you see? Jury number 3 is helping me out over here.
How much was Tammy Abraham?
40 mil? He was 40 mil, no? Chelsea fan?
A little bit more.
Little bit more. How much was he?
I think 45. 50.
Oh, not looking good for Mr. Mourinho there.
I think juror number 3 is starting to come my way.
And here I rest my case. Why Jose Mourinho is by far the most overrated manager the sport has ever seen, because ever since Porto, the man has been quite irrelevant.
Some may say that was the golden era of the Premier League.
Who is saying this? Chelsea fans?
I mean, amongst others.
Yeah, so but one more word out of you fellas, out of order. Might have to get the boss.
Who, me or the jury?
You.
Me?
Lower your voice. Lower your voice.
Whoa.
What are you going to do from over there? What are you going to do from over there?
Order in my court. Order in my court. Prosecution, you have the floor now.
I think Varvar should face not one life sentence, multiple life sentences. To say a man that achieved so much, I'm just going to ring off a couple of his achievements that you failed to mention or skimmed over. 2 Champions Leagues. How many managers have managed clubs, different clubs, to a Champions League? 2 Scudetto with Inter. Sorry, Judge, by the way, sorry, Inter. 3 Premier Leagues with Chelsea, a Spanish, the list just continues to go on. Now, I have a question for each jury member. What is your most memorable moment from Jose Mourinho?
For me, it was when Jose Mourinho beat Prime Barcelona in the 2012 Copa del Rey.
Thank you.
Remarkable.
Number 2.
If I speak, I'm in big trouble.
See, that's another side that people don't mention about Jose Mourinho. His effect on the footballing world. Anyway, I'm not going to get into that right now, but jury number 3.
His tie versus Barcelona and Pep Guardiola with Inter.
A manager that was compared to Jose Mourinho, Pep Guardiola, beat him. Jury number 4, please.
I think there's only one right answer here, and it has to be the Champions League with Porto. I mean, that's quite the feat.
The man named the special one. Jury 4 mentioned the Porto Champions League. And another fact to blow your mind about that is, I'll actually ask the jury about this one. Since Juventus won the Champions League in 1996, guess how many Champions League were won by teams outside of the top 5 leagues?
0.
Well, there was one. Well, there was one. I mean, we should discredit juror number 3's vote just off the fact that he literally just, the jury number 4 literally just said that Porto won the Champions League.
Portuguese league's a top 5 league in my opinion.
Order. Do not call out my jury. Gentlemen, you are doing a great job. Please continue prosecution.
I think what jury number 3 said was perfect, because it segues into my idea about how difficult the feat of winning a Champions League with a team outside of the top 5 leagues is. And he is the only one to have achieved that since, I think, who was it? Maybe Ajax? Ajax in the mid-1990s, possibly. At the age of 12, this man was writing scouting reports for his father at 12. I don't even know what I was doing at 12 years old. And he was writing scouting reports. And that history of scouting intelligence, of IQ, led to him making these magical signings. And I'll just ring off a few. Modric for 30 million euros. Zlatan to United for free.
May we add in Eric Bailly for 45 million? May we add in Victor Lindelof for 30 million?
Calm it down.
I feel threatened by this man right here.
I'm feeling threatened too.
Can't forget Drogba to Chelsea.
The Eto Zlatan swap.
That was also a good one. I didn't even have that one on my list.
Jury, both sides have presented their case. You may ask any questions you will like.
All right, so Varvar, I have another question for you because Juror 1, Juror 2, Juror 3, myself, our police officer, and even my mother know you're a Manchester United fan. So how can we know that this isn't just a salty take because of one poor stint?
Oh, brother, I'm glad you brought this up.
They're calling your name.
Was that a seductive thing, or was that just
He's getting a little out of control.
I'm getting these weird vibes from that police officer. I can't tell if he's seducing me or if he's actually trying to rough me up.
Every single manager after him did better than when he was there, other than Porto and Inter. But if this is the discussion about how good managers were 20 years ago, then yes, he's a relevant manager. But this guy has been getting by on good reputation for 15 to 10 years. I fell for the reputation. I thought this brother was going to be a GOAT. He was not, and he is not, will never be again. Jose Mourinho is one of the biggest frauds the sport has ever seen.
Now that these questions have been addressed and both sides have presented their case, we will be going one by one to see if Varvar is guilty or not guilty. Juror number 1, what is your verdict?
Guys, I think he's innocent, honestly.
Let's go! Mama, I'm coming home.
Juror number 2.
To say he's the most overrated manager of all time is blasphemy. Guilty.
Thank you. Thank you, number 2.
Juror number 2 hasn't said a thing all case, and he says I'm guilty? I don't know who they put on this jury, man.
Juror number 3.
Guilty as charged.
He's a Chelsea fan. We should not.
Calm yourself.
Order!
Not another word.
You're lucky
going-
he's behind you, or else I'd be charging.
Enough.
Excuse me! What was it? Did you hear charging? Did you hear charging? Go after him.
It's the last time I tell you, okay? You're gonna have to relax. Calm down, please. You're breathing too loud.
Oh, okay. I'll watch my breathing.
Did this guy just tell me to watch my breathing?
Juror number 4.
You know, Varvar, this doesn't happen every day, but you brought up some good points. That being said, I'm gonna have to stand in solidarity with juror number 2 and 3. You are guilty.
This is not a fair trial. We have a Chelsea fan, juror number 3. This is
Officer,
not a fair trial.
get rid of this man.
Order.
Get rid of this man.
Varvar has been found guilty. Get those cuffs on.
You ain't going home,
Your
bro.
Honor, I'm sorry. Your Honor, I'm sorry.
You're never going home.
Sorry.
You're never going home.
Behind the back, or what do you want it? From the front or from the back?
Electric chair.
Wait. Your Honor.
Don't drop the soap, Varvar.
Our first case is closed. Suspect number 2, you may enter my courtroom.
You have cute lips.
Paula, you are facing 15 years with no chance of parole, and you have to watch a full season of Sevilla in all comps. Why are you in this courtroom?
Sevilla? Can I just take the life sentence?
Paula, I hate to say it, but this is the maximum sentence that I'm allowed to give.
The Sevilla sentence? Brother, just give me the electric chair.
Well, it's a good thing I have a winning case today. The jury, Mr. Your Honor, the case I bring before you today, boys, is Arsenal's 2003-2004 invincible season was the most impressive Premier League season of all time.
Paula, you may now start your defense.
One of the things that people always say is they won the season and only got 90 points. Now, I know 90 points may not be Centurions over 100 points, but let me just bring a fact to you guys today. Sir Alex Ferguson, one of the most successful managers of Premier League of all time, the most points he ever achieved in his 27-year tenure at Manchester United was only 91 points. Only 1 point more than an invincible season, 0 losses. Just a little bit about the team. Premier League all-time striker. Anybody from the jury, off the top of your head, actually, you know what? Jury number 4. I like the way you look today. Who is the best Premier League striker of all time?
As much as it pains me to say, I might have to give it to Titi, El Famoso, Thierry Henry.
Jury number 4. I'll write you your check after this.
Thierry Henry, known to be the best Premier League striker of all time, and next to him, Dennis Bergkamp. I can go into the defense, I can go into Cole, I can go into the midfield. It's just excellence all around the pitch. Now you may say, it was luck. If Man U would have scored that 93rd odd minute penalty at the beginning of the season, it would have never happened. And if you would be asking that question, well, you would be true. But if Fabio Grosso, if he would have shot right instead of left in the 2006 World Cup final versus France, would Italy have won the 2006 World Cup?
Objection, relevance.
Well, it's pretty relevant there, Ferms. I'll give you another one if that one didn't stick.
Yes, please.
If Kolo Muani would have shot just a mere 3 inches higher over Emilio Martinez's leg, Messi would not have won his Ballon d'Or or his coveted World Cup. This just shows that luck has a major part to play. And I didn't say it was the most well-deserved win. It was just the most incredible win. Luck and chance is what makes things so memorable. Thank you, court. I rest my case.
This brother is bringing up Kolo Muani and Fabio Grosso in a conversation of the Invincibles. Get ready to watch some Sevilla ball.
Prosecution, you may present your case.
So, Paula, you brought up some great points, but you kept bringing up the 90 points that they achieved in that season. Do you want to know how many teams achieved more than 90 points in the Premier League?
I'm sure it was a lot.
14 teams. So, since Arsenal's invincible season, 14 teams have achieved more than 90 points.
And how many of them went undefeated in the Premier League?
Does undefeated give you more trophies?
Gives you the best one.
Didn't they actually get a special trophy for the invincible season?
They did. And how many other teams have that?
Can't lie, juror number 3 and Paula got me cooked. But I got something up my sleeve. So Paula, remind me how Arsenal's season ended outside of the Premier League, because obviously they had more focus on the Premier League because they crashed out of the Champions League and other competition.
That is true. I think they maybe went only like 6 games into the Champions League.
Yeah, they crashed out of it. But you have teams like Manchester City who absolutely dominated the Champions League, the FA Cup, the Premier League.
Officer, judge, he is not staying on topic. This is about Premier League seasons.
Although Champions League does play an important part in a team's season, we are talking about the Premier League season. So Ferms, please describe to us your points on Arsenal's invincible Premier League season.
I mean, if you look at Chelsea with Mourinho, they only conceded 15 goals that year. I find that way more impressive than
16.
16. Since we're going in the path of goals, I wanted to share this stat that Thierry Henry scored 50% of Arsenal's goals. So yes, it was an impressive season, sure. But was this a really impressive team? I mean, it's Thierry Henry doing all the work. You mentioned Bergkamp, sure. But you know who the third top scorer of that team was?
Who?
Gilberto with 4 goals.
Relevance? Gilberto, baller.
They think I don't know Gilberto? Gremio player, World Cup winner. Is that right? Copa, ooh.
In comparison with Manchester City Centurions, Gabriel Jesus was the 3rd top scorer, and he had 14 goals.
So we're going to take off, I know this is a little bit out of line, but we're going to discredit Manchester City last season just because Haaland scored the majority of Manchester City's goals. I don't think that analogy works.
But what makes a season impressive or a great team is the fact that the team can adapt to certain environments. Man City has adapted throughout the years in the Premier League. Arsenal has had that one impressive season, and then they haven't really revolutionized football.
They never really needed to revolutionize the game. I'm just saying they had the best Premier League season of all time.
Both sides have presented strong cases. Jurors, you may ask any questions you have.
Paula, first question I have for you. You mentioned the 90 points, although it's an undefeated season, I know. but if I'm not mistaken, Liverpool came second in the Centurion season, and they had over 90 points themselves. 99 points, and they came second. So would you consider Liverpool's second place season better than Arsenal's undefeated?
Jury number one, all that proves to me is that there was so much more point disparity when Arsenal was playing versus when City won their Premier League. That's all it has to say. I still think Arsenal had the best season of all time.
Paula, is the objective to win the Premier League getting the least amount of losses or the most amount of points?
Whatever gets you to the finish line, the best. And they did it their way.
The jury has asked their questions. We will now go to see if Pala is guilty or not guilty. Are you ready for this, big man? Born ready. Juror number one.
Palace most definitely guilty on this one.
Get those handcuffs right, bro.
With the evidence presented to me today, I find Pala not guilty.
That's my guy.
I agree with juror number 2. Paula is not guilty.
Thank you.
In this matter, I'm gonna have to go with the culture, and the hosts say it's Jose. Chelsea had the best season.
It appears we are in a predicament. Pala has 2 guilty votes and 2 not guilty votes. I think it comes down to us, big man. What are we thinking?
Say the word.
Looks like he has those handcuffs already. Oh boy. Pala, you bring up great arguments, but it is not enough. Man City has had the best team in Premier League history. You are guilty. Release the hounds! Release the hounds! Get him! Get him! Get him!
I'm out of breath.
Thank you, big dog. Thank you, big dog. That's how we get the job done here.
That big man can run. That boy got an engine on him.
Pala, because you are guilty, you will be facing 15 years of no parole and 1 year of Sevilla games, all comps.
I will be back here. I will be back for my next hearing. The judge is a Manchester City fan. This is wrong.
Case number 2 is adjourned. Suspect number 3, you may enter my courtroom. Big fella, gotta get those cuffs off. He's not guilty yet. Ferms, you are facing 837 years in prison, plus you have to watch an Inter game live at the San Siro. But why are you here in my courtroom?
837 years? Are you serious? Better than the Sevilla one, though.
The past decades have blessed us with strikers who have scored numerous amounts of goals, who have led their teams to greatness. But one name keeps getting forgotten in the list of the biggest and best strikers of our generation. Ladies and gentlemen, today I will be explaining to you why Zlatan Ibrahimovic is a top 3 striker of this generation. So would you say that the best goal scorer of our generation would essentially be the best striker?
No.
Not necessarily. You have people like Lewandowski who have been scoring their entire career, but just because they are the better goal scorer, does that make them the better striker? This is a debate of Kane and Haaland. Haaland is the better goal scorer, but Kane is obviously the better striker.
This is just for the record. We are including Ronaldo here, right?
Let the record be shown that Ronaldo is included in this list.
Millie, tell the executioner over there, get his handcuffs ready. Get them warmed up. I think they need to be used soon.
Excuse me? Are you telling me how to do my job?
I am.
Are you doing?
I am,
Whoa,
because
whoa. Say the word. I'm feeling it. I won't do it right now though. He's asking for it though. Ferms, continue.
We are talking about a striker who has proven himself in every league. The Italian league, the English league, the Spanish league, the Dutch league, the French league. Name me one league that he hasn't proven himself in.
The English league, when the brother stank at Man United, the brother was not good. I guarantee you that he was not good.
This brother does not understand. Zlatan is overrated.
So what, in your definition, Varvar, what is not good?
When you lead the league in missed chances and then you finish 6th, I think you were not good.
And do you know how many goals you scored that season, Varvar? In that mediocre Manchester...
Enlighten me with the best version of Pogba the world has ever seen. Go, enlighten me.
I think it was 20.
Varvar, in 46 games, in all comps, Ibra has scored 28 goals with 10 assists. This guy was leading your team in a mediocre Manchester United team.
Now the jury, does that not sound like the worst Harry Kane season of the last decade in the Premier League?
It does.
And that's just Harry Kane. I mean, I'm not even bringing up the Lewandowski, the Benzemas, two people who probably should have won a Ballon d'Or. At no point should Zlatan have ever won a Ballon d'Or. But you may continue your case.
Is this guy actually serious? Did he say that? Did I hear that right?
Let's talk about the other greats, actually. Suarez, 35 years old. He's in Brazil. I mean, he is one of the best strikers of our generation, but...
The best.
The best, sure.
I think if we're including Ronaldo, the second best.
Okay. But he's in Brazil right now, and he was pushed out by his own team,
35
Barca.
years old, Zlatan was playing at like LA Galaxy.
Are you sure about that?
36, 37?
35 years old, Zlatan had just joined Manchester United to lead Manchester
He was not
forward.
good. He was not good. Lead Manchester United to what? A 6th place finish?
Varvar's cooking.
So the previous 3 years, Ibra had just came off of 30 goals per season at PSG. And where Suarez was in Brazil, Lewandowski was getting pushed out from
But
Bayern.
you're talking about 30 goals at PSG as if it's some like amazing feat. I mean,
so what?
Cavani, by the time he left PSG, scored more goals for PSG than Zlatan.
But Cavani had a better team. Zlatan
They
was
played in the exact same team.
Yeah, and Cavani was after the Ibra era. Ibra led PSG forward to all the titles that he was the top scorer for 3 times in a row for PSG.
I think Cavani, exceptional striker, should be nowhere near these conversations.
Of course not.
They played in the exact same dusty league, and Cavani put up better stats.
So you're discrediting the other leagues that Ibra has played in?
Yeah,
Italian league?
He runs from the grind. That's what he does.
He runs from the grind.
He runs from the grind.
19-year-old Zlatan from Sweden. He moved to the debatably the biggest club in Italy. At 19 years old, winning 2 Scudetti back-to-back at Juventus.
Okay.
19 years old.
Well, technically the 2 don't count because there was a match scandal. There was a match fixing scandal. So technically those aren't on his resume.
Okay, we could not include them. He went to Inter. He was the top scorer twice in a row at Inter.
Then he got shipped off and they won everything. But okay, keep going.
They only won a treble.
They only won a treble. This is the same brother who's saying the treble is the greatest thing ever.
They won a treble with a better player. That's fine. But Eto'o is not part of this generation.
Lower that tone.
Can you send that guy to do
something?
something?
Are you asking for it now? He's hungry. He's hungry. Don't make me do it. Send him. Let's go.
What's he gonna do to me?
What's he gonna do to you? We'll see.
I'm imagining some nice things he's gonna do to me right now.
Just calm him down.
I like him aggressive.
Ferms has presented his case. Varvar, it is now your turn.
Ladies and gentlemen, what you have just witnessed is potentially the weakest case I have ever seen in my whole time of being a public defendant. Zlatan Ibrahimovic, he said he doesn't leave when the going gets tough. What did he do when Juventus got relegated? He was the first one out of the door. When AC Milan ran into financial struggles, what did he do? He first one out the door, him and Thiago Silva.
He was pushed out. Objection.
He was pushed out.
He would.
No mockery in my courtroom, Mr. Prosecutor.
Childish.
No mockery in my courtroom. Look in the mirror, my guy. You look like a clown.
Why was he the first one that Juve were okay with? They weren't okay with selling Del Piero. They weren't okay with selling Buffon. they were okay with selling Ibrahimovic. Why is that? Because to every single team he was on, he was just an extra piece. He wasn't the guy.
Or maybe because he was a serial winner or maybe
But did
because
he
was
just
a serial
leech
winner.
on to teams that were winning? Or did he just actually make those teams?
He made those teams.
He made those teams?
Yeah.
No, Luis Suarez made teams.
Which team? The one with Messi and Neymar?
When he played for Liverpool and Liverpool came close to winning the title, can you name me who his strike partner was?
Once again, you're using Suarez, who is probably the best of our generation. How about the other strikers? Lewandowski, Benzema,
the one who made a Champions League final with Dortmund, scoring 4 goals on Real Madrid in the semifinals to embarrass them. Are we not talking about that?
The only person asking questions here is me and the jurors. But right now, please continue.
Now, if we name strikers like Suarez and Lewandowski and Benzema, arguably, and we're not even going to bring Ronaldo into this conversation, arguably, they've all had better seasons than Ibra's best season ever. I mean, Benzema in his Ballon d'Or winning season was better than any version of Zlatan, and it's not even close.
Anomaly.
That's not an anomaly because he did it again the year after. Then we go into Lewandowski. I mean, Lewandowski, if there wasn't COVID, we'd be looking at a Ballon d'Or winner here too. So I really do not think that there's even a conversation or an argument to be had for Zlatan, because this brother, people like to say, and even him especially with his ego, he probably likes to say that he tried to go get on the grind and win his team's title. No, that was a joke. He actually hid from the grind his entire career, and that's why he's a fraud and he hid in Liga for his whole career.
Both sides are settled now. Jurors will be getting to a vote. Juror number 1, is he guilty or not guilty?
Due to Benzema and Suarez being alive, unfortunately, you're guilty, my man.
Juror number 2.
Ferms, you are not guilty.
Juror number 3.
Behind only Ronaldo and Suarez. Ferms, you are not guilty.
Juror number 4. Will Ferms get the cuffs?
Consistency over many leagues, over many decades. Ferms, I have to agree, and I find you not guilty.
Juror number 4, what team are you a fan of? I guarantee you it's PSG.
I'm a Chelsea fan.
He knows ball.
Hey, no, wait, this is not about this case. This is not about.
Order.
I demand a retrial.
Retrial?
I was doing a Jose Jose Mourinho trial against 2 Chelsea fans.
Get him out of here. This man is
You
deranged.
picked a biased.
Order.
You picked a biased. You picked a biased jury. You picked a biased jury.
Order in my court.
We are the famous CFC.